Outdoor show, and talking about the Quantum EXO reel, bulletproof reel. And let's start with the EXO 100 first. The EXO 100, which is the first one that was introduced, was as you saw on the Quantum website, they ran over it with a truck and they still couldn't destroy this reel. When we talk about a reel for heavy cover applications, when you're putting braided line on it, heavy monofilament, heavy fluorocarbon, that's the reel to have. You fill it up with that line for frogging, and this reel is on a frog rod, the Dean Rojas frog rod right now, and you could put that up with 80-pound braid, throw it out. And the reason why this reel is amazing is that it's light, but it's machined out of one piece of aluminum, and it will not bend in any direction. It will hold up to the heaviest of cover, the heaviest of fish. It will not flex, and that's what graphite can do. Graphite can flex, but this one piece of aluminum will not flex, and when you load up on an 80-pound braid, it will not move. This reel is absolutely amazing. Now, the 100, which we introduced last year, we have the 200 now, which holds a long, heavier line. You could throw swim baits on it. You could throw Alabama rigs on it, which everybody's throwing right now on a longer rod. And the 200 for lighter Alabama rigs. And we even have another reel, which I'll show you, which is a 300, and an amazing reel. You can't throw a better reel for heavier cover applications.
All right. So can you show us the 300 and just tell us a little bit of the differences that come between the 300, the 100, and the 200?
Sure. The 100, which basically will hold about 14-pound test, will have about 140 yards of 14-pound test, 12-pound test. The 200 will hold about 200 yards of 12 and 14-pound test, where the 300, which this reel is right here, will hold 200 yards of 20-pound test, or an amazing 260 yards of 50-pound braid. And what that is that a lot of guys are using swim baits, huge swim baits, especially out in California, and they're using 20-pound, 50-pound braid, and when they need all that line, when you're throwing it on an 8-foot rod, and you're throwing it way out there, you need that line. Most important, you need the braid, because if a fish hits it, as soon as it hits the water, you don't want any stretch in the line at all, be it fluorocarbon or braid. And this is what guys are looking for, and it's so strong the way they build these things now that they're using it for light and mid application, inshore saltwater applications. So you know it's got to be strong.
So are these saltwater safe?
Absolutely, yeah. The 200 and the 300 they're being marketed for saltwater too.
Okay.
The parts are, the way they create the parts and manufacture the parts, they're made for saltwater. You still got to clean them out like any saltwater application reel, but they're made for saltwater reel. So if they're made for saltwater, you know they can handle anything in freshwater. So.
And the 200 and 300 still have like 18 pounds of drag lockdown?
Oh yeah, it's crazy the drag on these things, and you think with a lighter reel like this, and if you're fishing it all day with a heavier lure, you want something that's going to be light, because then you can hold up fishing it all day, but it's going to be strong. But with that 18-pound drag, I mean, where a normal reel you might only get 14, 15 out of it, but you're getting 18 pounds drag out of this one.
Okay, now is there any difference in the price between the 100, 200, and 300?
Yes, the 100 is retails at $249.95. The 200 is, I believe, $259, and then the 300 is $269.95, and we're running a $30 rebate on that right now.
Okay.
Any of those reels.
All right, and just another thing, how many bearings do these reels have?
The EXOs have the 10 bearings in them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 10 bearings in the reel. Do they have any in the handle, or?
No, they have the EVA foam handles now, which I'm getting amazing feedback from everybody on them. When they fish them, they don't slip on you if it's cold, if it's raining out, they won't slip out of your hand, basically. So.
Yeah, these are my favorite reels. I know that.
Yeah, definitely.
So, all right. Well, thank you very much. And where can I go on the web to find these reels and check out more of your stuff?
If you go on to quantumfishing.com, there's everything you need to know about them, and they'll give you all the specs on them, write up some blogs about it. You need to know.
All right, and actually one last thing. Can we look at the Dean Rojas frog rod again?
Sure.
I noticed that when I went on the website that you guys had changed over the PT series. You don't really have more of a custom shop on the website anymore. Can you go about that?
They went to what they call the Tour Tactical now.
Okay.
And instead of the custom shop, they went to a Tour Tactical. And this actually was called the Kermie Stick, Dean Rojas' rod. And if people remember, last season he had a rod that was red. His red rod, his custom shop rod, but it's all Tour Tactical, which means a lot of companies now, and now Quantum is going to more specific fishing rods. Shaw Grigsby has his spinning rod out. Greg Hackney has his flipping rod out. Guys that they're known for their specific style of fishing.
So they're technique-specific rods?
Technique-specific rods, and everyone knows Dean's known for his frog fishing. And if he puts his name on this rod, you know that it's built for that particular style of fishing. So you know when you get on the water that you know, if you're not catching them on the frog, it's you, it's not the rod. So.
And we haven't even went into Kevin Van Dam yet and his whole line.
We haven't.
But anyways, thank you very much, John. And again, quantumfishing.com, correct?
Quantumfishing.com.
Right on.
Thanks,
Thank you very
guys.
much.
All right.